Every morning, Ridgefield runs like clockwork. Coffee, commute, chaos, all on schedule. Except for when life decides to yank the batteries out of the clock, just to see what you'll do. The camera pans over Ridgefield, a small yet bustling Connecticut town. Morning sun filters through orange maple leaves. Coffee shops hum with caffeine-fueled optimism. A local diner's sign flickers between open and on. Ryan Harper, 34, marketing consultant, wears yesterday's determination and today's coffee stain. His grey jacket flaps open like a cape that's given up on heroism. He's sprinting down Main Street, balancing a half-eaten bagel in one hand, his phone wedged between shoulder and ear. The crosswalk light blinks red. He looks both ways, then runs anyway. A horn blares. That's the thing about small towns, everyone knows your name, and your running form. Ryan barrels into the Ridgefield station just as the digital board flashes train 208 to New York, departing. He skids past a retired couple, apologizes, and waves his coffee like a trophy. But as he reaches the platform, the doors slide shut in slow-motion glory. The train whistles, and leaves. And there it goes. Train 208, right on time, right past me. That's modern romance, folks. Me and public transit, not meant to be. Ryan stands there, panting, watching his reflection fade in the departing glass. A few commuters shoot sympathetic smiles. One guy even claps quietly. He sighs, sitting on the cold bench. Pigeons stroll by like they own the place. Cue light drizzle, because of course. Rain, always punctual when irony's running late. He opens his phone, trying to rebook, but the next train isn't for an hour. He groans, then notices someone struggling at the ticket machine across the platform. A woman in her late 20s, wearing a mustard yellow raincoat, is aggressively tapping the screen like it owes her money. And there she was. Human embodiment of a rainy playlist, chaotic, colorful, probably has strong opinions about coffee. Ryan calls over, "You gotta hit confirm twice." "It's dumb." She squints at him. "I did. Twice. Maybe 3 times. Try swearing at it. Works for me." She smirks. "I tried that too. Still processing." The machine spits out a paper ticket, and a loud, error, tone. "Love at first beep. Romantic, right?" Ryan walks over, helps her reboot it. Turns out her card wasn't fully inserted. They both laugh awkwardly, then stand in silence as the rain lightens. "Thanks," she says finally. "I'm Sophie Lane." Ryan Harper, frequent train misser, occasional tech whisperer. They shake hands. The kind of handshake that says, "We're strangers, but not for long." They end up grabbing coffee from the small station cafe, where the barista has energy of someone who's been awake since the 90s. Sophie sips her latte. "You always miss trains." "Only the ones I'm on time for." Humor, the universal band-aid for life's bruises. They start talking about work, bad bosses, weird small-town news. Sophie's a freelance illustrator who just moved to Ridgefield for cheaper rent and quiet inspiration. Ryan admits his inspiration usually comes from panic and caffeine. When the next train finally arrives, the station's speaker crackles like an old man clearing his throat. They both stand. Ryan hesitates. "Guess we'll be train buddies now." She grins. "Unless this one leaves us too." They step on together, then the doors close behind them. But as the train moves, it jerks. Hard. Coffee spills. People stumble. Sophie nearly falls. Ryan catches her. Laughs burst out, the kind of moment that feels like fate just had a clumsy day. And just like that, missing a train wasn't the worst thing I did today. It was the best mistake I've made in months. They sit side by side, sharing playlists and stories about their weirdest jobs. The chemistry isn't movie perfect, it's awkwardly real. Like two puzzle pieces figuring out they might fit after all. As they reach Grand Central, Ryan says, "Coffee again sometime." Sophie smirks. "As long as you're late." "It seems to work for us." They laugh and go their separate ways, but not before exchanging numbers. The camera lingers on the platform as the crowd parts and Ryan looks back once, smiling to himself. Funny thing about missed trains, they teach you timing isn't everything. Sometimes, it's the delay that delivers the right arrival. You ever have one of those days that feels like a movie? And then the sequel hits you when you least expect it. No budget, no script, just you and life winging it. 3 weeks later, Ridgefield is glowing with late autumn gold. The streets are lined with pumpkins, cafe chalkboards brag about best cider donuts in town, and neighbors are arguing over inflatable turkeys. Ryan sits in the same cafe from before, laptop open, pretending to work but actually watching raindrops race down the window. He scrolls through his messages, Sophie's name near the top. A few texts traded, a meme about bad Wi-Fi. Nothing serious, but enough to stay curious. Then his phone buzzes, Sophie calling. Plot twist. Hey, she says, you free this afternoon? There's a pop-up art fair at the community park. I've got a booth. Thought you might swing by, or miss the train again. Depends, Ryan says, you serving coffee? I'm serving attitude and maybe pretzels. An offer no man can refuse. Cut to community park. Families milling around, kids holding face paint masterpieces, live band playing covers of songs that were never meant for ukulele. Sophie's booth bursts with color, whimsical sketches of Ridgefield's people, pets, and oddities. Ryan's genuinely impressed. These are amazing. You made the mayor's hair look way better. Artistic license, she shrugs. They wander through the fair, buying homemade candles that smell like hope and vanilla, watching toddlers dance off beat. Sophie drags him into a booth for caricatures. The artist draws them as superheroes riding a train. I looked like a confused accountant. She looked like joy on a mission. They end up sitting on a picnic bench, sharing street food. Ryan opens up about feeling stuck, career burnout, endless meetings, same faces, same screens. Sophie admits she's scared about freelancing, uncertain income, creative droughts. Guess we're both figuring out our tracks, she says. Yeah, he smiles. Just different stations. The day winds down into evening. Lights string across the park. The air smells of popcorn and fresh rain. A busker starts playing Don't Stop Believin', because of course he does. They laugh, sharing one of those unspoken movie-like silences that means more than words. Sometimes you don't need perfect timing. Just the right company. Then Sophie's phone buzzes. Her friend needs help hauling art supplies. She groans. Duty calls. Ryan helps her pack up. They walk toward her car, headlights flickering across the wet street. She pauses. Thanks for coming today. Hey, I owed you for saving me from that evil ticket machine. She grins. Well, you paid in moral support and sarcasm. They both laugh. She hesitates, then says, missing that train, maybe wasn't an accident. Ryan nods slowly. Nah, I think it was a redirection. Funny how life's detours come with better scenery. They hug, warm, simple, real. No cinematic kiss. No slow motion rain. Just two people standing under a flickering streetlight, choosing to stay in each other's orbit. The camera pans upward, streetlight glowing over wet pavement, rain beginning again. And that's Ridgefield for you, small town, big lessons. I missed a train. But maybe that's how I finally caught up with life. Outro narration, soft, sincere tone. In the end, missing a train isn't failure. It's a reminder that maybe you were meant to meet someone who makes waiting worth it. Life runs late sometimes, but so do miracles. So if you ever find yourself stuck on a rainy platform, just look around. The next arrival might not be a train, it might be a friend.
Like and subscribe if you want daily dose of happiness and motivation.